The first moon landing was over 50 years ago. It's time to have a look back at one of the greatest achievements of all time, the successful Apollo 11 mission to the surface of the moon, coming up next. It was 1969. The internet was not yet invented. The TV was so blurry that you could hardly see anything on it. But NASA managed to get people on the surface of the moon. Apollo 11 was the first manned mission to the moon and delivered a win in the space race for the Americans. Apollo 11 was the first mission that landed on the moon. All previous missions circled the moon, but this one landed on its surface. It was a very exciting time to be alive. It was only 66 years since the Wright brothers did the first successful flight in the plane, and now humans were about to walk on the moon. The whole world was watching. Mike Collins, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong were strapped into the Saturn V rocket, the biggest rocket ever built, and blasted off into space from the Kennedy Space Center. It took them over 50 hours to reach the moon. The Saturn V was a staged rocket. This means that parts of it broke off as it made its way from the surface of the Earth to the moon. By the time it landed on the moon, there was only the lunar module left. The moon landing was televised to people all over the world. What the television audience didn't know was that the lunar lander, nicknamed the Eagle, only had 15 seconds of fuel left by the time it landed. The pilot, Buzz Aldrin, really knew how to hold his nerves. When they got back from the moon, they carried out experiments and sent messages to people back home through television cameras. They grabbed some samples of moon rock so that the scientists could study it back on Earth. This is going to be the first Apollo video ever not to include Neil Armstrong's first words after he stood on the moon, because everyone knows them. They're in every video. But I will tell you a quote from Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon. Walking on the moon was a piece of cake. It was easy, but getting to the moon was nothing but easy. Once they got to the moon, the astronauts couldn't take their eyes off the Earth. It was beautiful and a very important moment for all mankind. An interesting fact is that once the astronauts got back from the moon, they had to quarantine for 21 days in case they had taken an unknown bacteria from space. Just in case. The Apollo 11 mission cost taxpayers $16 billion. Money well spent, I think. After their 21 days of quarantine, everyone had an enormous welcoming back party for the astronauts with a total of 20,000 people on the sidewalks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with your friends and hit the like button. Until next time, give me space.